Today's type talk about easily the worst shoe company on the face of the planet, Nike. Nike is known for making very expensive shoes that only those sports people will buy, and Nike shoes will wear out in like 3 months. Nike is one of those companies that just continue getting worse and worse over time. Nike was founded 55 years ago as a multinational corporation that is based in guess well it's based in Oregon. Yes, Portland. Of course, it has to be based in the West Coast. Nike is easily the worst shoe company of all time. Okay, everybody talk about those cheap shoes that break up, but but Nike will force you to buy $100 per pair of shoes. $100. You gotta be kidding me here? $100 per shoes, and they break down within 4 weeks. Okay, like every other shoes. I have a pair of shoes I had for like a half a year, and they are still doing better than Nike shoes. Okay, Nike shoes will break down right away because that's how garbage they use the shoes, and yeah, and that's basically that's the design of the shoes. They're so poorly designed that they'll break down instantly. Okay, they'll break down within 2 months. Okay, Nike is good at scamming you. Sports fans have been scammed by Nike. Um, get scammed by Nike because some people who said you'll lose if you buy Nike. Well, that's true because Nike is basically a company that will make you buy $200 for a pair of shoes. Okay, this is just outright ridiculous. Okay, $200 for a pair of shoes. Okay, Nike has always sucked no matter what. Okay, when you go to a store, you'll find a normal pair of shoes for like 60 or 70 or 40 or even as low as $20. But Nike, the new shoes, like all the shoes of like all their shoes, all the shoes that they want, the new shoes, not like the used shoes that people already used. Um, Nike shoes are always around $100+, and they always break down so easily. And Nike will not give you a refund because they're even like other companies are saying like Dick's. Yeah, that's a company that's an actual store. That's by where I live. Said that Nike sucks. Okay, a sports store said Nike sucks. Okay, a sports store, a sports store. So a sports store, one of the biggest sports stores in the world, is saying that Nike sucks. Okay, Nike is just. I agree with that one guy. If you're a loser, if you're still falling for Nike scams, okay, Nike is too expensive, okay. And then the fact that they're willing to making their shoes cost $200, dude, $100 per shoes, okay, shoes. Shoes should not cost $200 unless they're like actually made of material that will last 2 or 3 years, not 3 months. And then they have the awful customer service. Okay, of course they have to. They have like every other bad company. They have like some of the worst customer service as well. And Nike. I spelled Nike wrong. That's Nick. Nike is also known for the bad customer service as well on the website. They'll I won't even buy the shoes anyways. Okay, let's look at the price of the shoes. Okay, so Nike shoes price. Okay, all you have to do in the USA, not in India. I don't live in India. Okay, so Nike shoes are expensive. Someone said they paid $150 for Nike. See, $190 for a shoe. okay, for parachutes, okay? And they break down so easily, okay? They break down so easily, and you're telling me I have to pay nearly $200 for a freaking pair of shoes, okay? This is just absolutely ridiculous, okay? Paying $200 for a freaking pair of shoes, okay? It's like really? And all the shoes cost at least over $100, all of them. So Nike is just, and then Nike, if they break down easily, if you have a membership with them, if they break down, well, guess what? Nike will say, too bad, go buy something else. We're not going to support you, even if you keep them at the top perfect condition, because the shoes are so bad that they'll just break down very easily. Okay, it's just not that simple. It's just that simple. Okay, simple. Okay, and then let's get to the next part about Nike. Okay, so where are these shoes being made then? Okay, where are these shoes being made? Where are they being made? Oh, they're being made in China. They're being. Oh yeah, Nike was accused that that Nike was making children make the shoes for like $2 an hour, or people were in China for like $2 an hour. Okay, or Thailand or Vietnam. Okay, Nike, and they still do this. They still make people work like 20 cents per hour, and then they're going to sell their shoes for $190 as well. So you're making people spend 20 cents an hour. You pay them 20 cents an hour making these shoes that break down easily. That costs $200 per shoes. Okay, it's just absolutely ridiculous that people would actually buy Nike shoes. Okay, in Vietnam and China, and stuff. And of course, some people try to fact check it, but Nike just does it anyways because that's how they are. They have to make it as cheap as possible, and you will no wonder why those shoes break so easily. Okay, and then let's get to the next part. Oh yes, remember Kaepernick? Well, the rest of the video we'll be talking about this idiot because this idiot is now trying to make Nike, and now it's just making Nike just an unlikable company. Conrad Kaepernick was, of course, a quarterback who threw balls in that, who threw balls over fields and stuff as sports are boring. And he was known for throwing balls over nets and stuff, and he was born in easily one of the worst. He was born in but then we have to, of course, get to he was kneeling to the national anthem and respecting America, and now he's trying to make it. Well, Nike put him in his ad, okay? They put him in his ad instead of, they could put anybody else. Even that dummy Steph Curry would have been a better person to advertise for your shoes than Colin Kaepernick, okay? Even him. Even my dog would be a better candidate. Okay, that's going too far. Or Tom Brady. Oh, he was than someone better, no, better guy in football than Colin Kaepernick, okay? Someone much better than Colin Kaepernick, okay? And Kaepernick, of course, protested against the national anthem, which he follows a police violence, even though we all know who really causes the police violence. Police violence only starts when people resist, when people break the law and they start fighting back. That's when police violence occurs, okay? When people fight back, the police have to be concerned about their lives, okay? That's how police violence begins, okay? It starts because the criminal does not want to obey the law and will be willing to use violent means to get out of doing the law. That's how it is, okay? And you're putting him in his ads and your ads. Oh yes, and you even gave him such high positions in your company. Well, how high a position did you give Kaepernick? Oh yes. Let's give him the spokesperson. He's now basically the spokesperson for Nike. Really? You gave him such a high position, and you're calling yourself a American shoe company when you are hiring someone who really hates your own country that is allowing you to stay afloat. The people who buy your shoes are mostly in America. I'm sorry, but do people in China really buy your shoes? No, because they know that they don't want to pay $200 for shoes. And especially people are spending $100 plus on your shoes, okay? Your shoes, okay? A shoe company should not get in politics, okay? They should make shoes for people, and people will buy them. But that isn't too hard for Nike. Nike, that's really impossible for a company like Nike, who will hire someone like Kaepernick instead of as their like spokesperson. And now let's get to the bigger controversy. There's an even bigger controversy with Kaepernick this year because Nike had to hire him. Yes, Nike hired him. And guess what happened? Well, there's a holiday called in America called 4th of July, which is or Independence Day for America. And every company tries to cash in on the holiday, of course. Like every other holiday, it's basically the patriotic holiday for America for those people who are watching in the UK, France, and any other country. Okay, that's basically how we explain it. It's basically a patriotic day. Well, guess what Nike did? Well, Nike essentially they made a shoe. I'm gonna put the okay. So this is the Okay, so I'm gonna pull up the shoes right now. They're these ones. Is anything offensive about these shoes? Well, according to Kaepernick, it represents slavery. Well, sorry to bust your bubble, Kaepernick. Well, back in the 1700s, slavery was legal everywhere. Yes, even in the UK, even in Italy, slavery was a common practice in the 1700s, okay? In the 1700s, slavery was a common practice. I'm sorry, but that's the truth. And you know which country, and you know who really started the slave trade? It wasn't us. It was Spain, not England. It was Spain that started the slave trade between Latin America, the Caribbean, and border, which was a Spanish colony, not an American colony. We bought Florida from Spain because Spain realized Florida was not really worth much to them, and that was how and they had to release it because of Napoleon, and but slavery was everywhere back in the 1700s. People were different back in the 1700s, and you're telling us that you should pull a flag off of Sioux because something that the world thought was acceptable in the 1700s? Heck, even Canada allowed slavery. Freaking Canada! And freaking, I don't know if Switzerland even existed. Um, and which was the first country to outlaw slavery? To abolish slavery? Well, the first country to abolish slavery was, I think, the UK in 1808. So, slavery was banned after the 1800s. And the Betsy Ross flag was made in 1776. So, back then, slavery was still normal. It was still normal. And in the 1700s. And am I explaining that to you? Europe, Africa, every continent practiced it because it was normal back then. It's of course not wrong today because owning people is wrong. Okay, we all know it's wrong now. So why are you bringing up slavery about something that was made illegal that we fought a whole civil war over to end it? Okay, we fought a whole war to end slavery. And you're telling me that we are the bad ones, that America is such an evil country. Well, if you want to go to a country that still allows slavery, go to is go to neither like North Korea or this country. Mauritania, how do I pronounce it? Mauritania. Or go to North Korea. North Korea still does this stuff. North Korea still puts people in slave camps or labor camps. And you're telling me that we are the bad people in history when North Korea still does slavery. North Korea still does slavery. Okay? North Korea. So, Kaepernick, your logic is flawed, and slavery was abolished like 200 years ago already. 100 years ago. 200 years ago. Slavery was already gone. So, you don't have to bring up. So, your argument has been busted because the whole world allowed it. Okay? The first country to abolish slavery was in 1808. So, you can't use that logic because every country allowed it. Okay, every country and every continent allowed it because it was normal back then. It's not normal now because we have human rights. Okay, rights that people can have and that should have in all countries, but the UN, of course, with you. And of course, every country advanced slavery, but like 2 countries. Actually, Mauritania banned slavery, but they haven't enforced it because they're weird. So only one country still allows slavery, and that's North Korea. So you're telling me that North Korea? So Kaepernick, no one likes you. You nothing. You hate our country. You hate America. I don't know why you still live here. Maybe you should go to the. Maybe you should go to North Korea. No, wait. You should go to like. Where would you go? Brazil? Um, Kaepernick. Nobody likes you. Nobody likes you, Kaepernick. Nobody. Except for those people on Twitter. I already made a reason why Twitter sucks. Twitter is just terrible. Twitter is one of the worst websites on the face of the earth. And people actually stood up for our country. Of course. The Betsy Ross flag is not racist. It's really a symbol for our country, okay? A symbol of our history and how far we have gone from only like 10 states to 50 states. And Nike is just bad, okay? Nike's just terrible. And everybody should be upset, okay? Everybody's so upset that they're removing the flag off of the. Everybody should be upset. It's the Betsy Ross flag, which the only reason why he's saying it's racist because America still allowed slavery, but every other country already did. No country banned it until 1808, as I showed you, as I said. I can never look it up. Who was the first? And of course, the North actually banned slavery. The North. We are the ones who started a whole war. Kaepernick. The Betsy Ross flag was made in 1776. The first country to abolish the slave trade was Britain. Okay, Britain was the first country to abolish the slave trade and slavery altogether. Spain also abolished it, not Brazil, but Brazil is different from Brazil's Portuguese, not Spanish. But slavery was completely abolished in Britain in 1807. Betsy Ross flag was updated. More states were created between now and then. Kentucky was created as a state and stuff, and Tennessee, and Ohio. So your logic is essentially busted. Britain was the first country to ban slavery in 1807. So no, the Betsy Ross flag is not racist because the whole world allowed it. So I'm basically busting Kaepernick's argument here because, but Nike listened to listened to Colin Kaepernick because he's such a great person according to Nike. So Shoemaker defended Sal and Stosur But he raised concern over sneaker ability in the American flag. And you know what the Betsy Ross flag really means? It really means our anniversary. People still like that. They use that flag for 4th of July material because the Betsy Ross flag was the first flag we used to gain independence from the British Empire, which the British Empire was taxing us as the hell. And you know what Nike did? Now we of course made like a 5-minute tangent about how stupid Kaepernick is. But you know what Nike did? They decided we call the Sioux, and of course since that it has already been sale to go sale this week for 4th of July holiday. And nobody likes you, Kaepernick, okay? No one does, okay? And they're actually even defending it. And you know what? Arizona's governor, said, you know what, fine. We're pulling funding from your awful company and your awful overpriced shoes that nobody cares about besides the 5 sporty girls and guys who think it's cool to have Nike shoes. That they realize that this tears up easily, and that's basically it. And Kaepernick, no one likes you. Nike, no one likes you. And Nike basically bended down to Kaepernick, okay? They bended down to him. And they literally bended down to Kaepernick. And it shows that our country is really divided because they bowed down to Kaepernick because of his weird dumb logic, okay? Slavery is illegal, okay? We have civil rights. We made laws outlining it, okay? It took a long time because the South said no. Because the South was different than the North. And the South wanted to keep the slaves, and that's why we had to fight a whole war to end it. I don't know why this is so hard for Kaepernick to understand. That we had to fight an entire war to end it, okay? And you're telling me that our old flag that we used as our colonies banding together as one country to gain independence from the United Kingdom, okay, the British Empire. So, Kaepernick, get out of here. And Nike and Arizona, of course, pulled funding to Nike. The governments are put funding to Nike too, because Nike just is an awful company. But you know who ruled this? Of course, California. California, of course, agreed. Of course, the worst state in all of America, of course, agreed. California and New Mexico actually are supporting this nasty company that will, let's recap before. So California, you're going to give Nike protection because of Kaepernick. Even though the company that overcharges for shoes, that of course makes people work in sweatshops in Vietnam and China. So you're supporting a company that is greedy, that is like EA, that doesn't care about people, and it only cares about money. They're greedy. They'll sell the shoes for $200 and make them for $2. And actually $4 per two. And they break down so easily, and you guys are supporting Nike. I am done here. Nike, you suck. One of the worst companies in all of America. Goodbye.